Tip, FYI, anytime you are adjusting the pattern, if you add 1/4 of an inch to each side, that will equal 1 whole inch, which will take your garment, dress, top, pants, whatever, up 1 complete dress size. Then my phone stand broke. Tired. It's been a minute. Like, I am tired. So it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. Last night I was like, God, just let me go to sleep and wake up at 3 a.m. so I can just like grind. And I was like, I genuinely meant it in my soul. And I was like, God, please, He let me wake up at 3 a.m. The alarm went off. I heard it. I was like, get up. Then I was like, I'm tired. Today's assignment, we're going to be doing pattern adjustments. Whoop, 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 whoop. So these are this pattern. If you guys been watching my channel, this pattern is a top half. Both of these patterns are the top half of my gown that I made, right? I decided to make cute little tops out of this same pattern. And I made a extra small 0 and a small size 2. I'm gonna show y'all what they look like. They're so cute, y'all. So cute, so dainty. They're a tad bit different from each other, but that's okay. Simple on the back. Boom. So I want to make a medium and a large, potentially an extra large size, or a medium and then a large extra large. So for me to make the medium, I can do a pattern adjustment on my current small pattern, because it's really not that huge of a difference. So to get started, I went ahead and got like some muslin fabric. Muslin fabric is practice fabric. I like to use muslin fabric as my patterns because you can re-iron, you can reuse either this or use some type of like a hard cardstock pattern paper. But I feel like muslin is way cheaper. And I can like hang it up on my wall. Like, I just love it. So this is the front pattern piece. All of this I'm gonna leave the same. Like, I'm not doing anything to the front V because it's a deep V. We know you can get it on and off your head. I'm not even gonna worry about this at all. Nor am I going to worry about the straps because I opened up this body form behind me and I decided to put the small the small top on the body form just to see what it looked like. And maybe I will insert that video for y'all to see it. And honestly, it just fit tight. I needed to loosen the top around the boobs and the waist and the sides. The straps was cool. The V-neck was cool. So that's that. Tip, FYI, anytime you are adjusting the pattern, if you add 1/4 of an inch to each side, that will equal 1 whole inch, which will take your garment, dress, top, pants, whatever, up 1 complete dress size. So I am working with this pattern which technically is a 2-4. I like to say more of a 2 because I want a looser fit of this garment. So if I was to add a 1/2 inch, it will take it up to a 4. However, I'm trying to make a medium. So I think I'm going to take it up 2 inches, which will make it a 1/2 inch on each side. So please just note that when you're sewing and stuff, just FYI, FYI. So this side, so this side right here says cut on fold. So I'm going to just line this up to this pattern right here. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it. This right here is the edge, and it has like this little slight line that nobody can see but me for some reason. And I'm going to pin it in place. Oh my God, denim is up. See, I knew this. This is why I wanted to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning so I can just grind without my kids. My kids cool or whatever, but I'm hollering. My kids are cool or whatever. I'm not getting him out the bed until 7, so he's going to have to be up there. Maybe he'll go back to sleep. If he gets to yell at mama too much, then I'll go get him. But other than that, he cool. Feel like the socks be messing up my pedicure. So this right here, and I'm gonna show y'all from a different angle, is the strap to the top. So I'm gonna go ahead and pin that down as well, because all of this, like I said, is staying the same. And I'm gonna do a little bit of the armhole. Honestly, I'm gonna just do a little bit because I don't want the pattern to move per se while I'm making adjustments. I feel like I use a lot of pins when I am doing pattern adjustments versus actually sewing the garment, which is funny to me. It depends. Is what it looks like, y'all. So this side seam, all of this in about half a year will all potentially be the same exact cut. Well, it will be. This is cut on fold. This pattern piece already has seam allowance in it, so we don't even need to worry about seam allowance either. The only thing that we're doing is adding width, length to this garment. I'm gonna also cut maybe a centimeter off from the armpit on both the front piece and the back piece. So I'm gonna start off by measuring the bottom part of the pattern piece. I want to make this a straight line. This is on a curve, and I don't really like that too much. I mean, I did that because of the dress, but this is on a curve, and I want a straight cut, like a straight line. You see this little line here, the cutting table, just a straight line. And that's why I love this cutting table. So honestly, this is a perfect example. I measured this pattern piece up with this line. It does need to come down, maybe just a smidge. Let's move it down. Yep, there we go. And then if I add an inch to it, you can literally just use this as your guide and make a straight line. And then boom, you have an inch added to your top. I'm gonna also add a half an inch to this side seam here. So I'm gonna add an inch to the bottom, and then I'm gonna add a half an inch. I love this tool. Y'all, this is literally one of my favorite tools. So this here is an inch. I'm gonna do a half an inch, which is here. Side seam. So half an inch, mark it, 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 and then get the big ruler and draw a straight line so we can make sure that our lines are straight. This one, since the line is here, we're just going to make sure that this is measuring up, draw a straight line, and then we're going to measure the sides. Boom and boom, and bringing it down. Honestly, doing the pad adjustments is not hard. They're super easy. So I'm going to work on this bottom and this side, and I'm going to come back and talk to y'all about this armhole. Okay, y'all. So I transfer the markings with the pen, and I use the pattern as the guide instead of like using a ruler, but I just cut, trace, 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 trace all the way down. I measured an inch down. So measured an inch down, straight line, lined this up. I did a half an inch on this side, mark, 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 used my ruler, created a straight line. And then I created little dotted lines around the armhole going all the way up using this as a guide because I'm going to make an armhole adjustment after I take this top piece off. So essentially, we're done with the pattern adjustment. I'm going to go in underneath and transfer these markings. These are pattern markings that I need to transfer over from this pattern to this pattern. So I'm about to do that and then take this off so you can show what it looks like. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So simple. So happy about it. I want to take off a quarter. I'm scared. I'm trying to think because the armholes are different. It's not like if you take off a quarter from each side, it would equal 4 sides. Armholes would be only 2, the front piece, the back piece. This will only affect the front piece. So whatever I do to the front piece, I need to do to the back piece. And it doesn't matter how the depth will not affect the measurement of the garment. I'm sorry, this is me talking myself through it, and I do that a lot. So I think I'm about to see how much of the armhole. So this is basically your armhole. So Right now, I feel like it sits maybe here because I wanted it more of a lower cut of the garment. I want to, since this is a bigger size, just take it down just a smidge. Let's see. Armhole. Let's just take it down a centimeter. You know, it's funny. I never thought that I would be using centimeters when it comes to sewing. But the older I get, the more experience I get, the more I'm like, centimeter. Like, who do you think you're talking to? Because a centimeter is like less than half an inch, type long. So I'm going to use this centimeter line where this one is, and I'm going to mark it here, here, and maybe here. Nope, I'm going to just mark it here. I'm going to mark it here. And then I'm going to use my ruler to just even out this line. So y'all can see like right here, I drew in my centimeter lines. And I'm going to take my big ruler I like it. I like it. Ooh, 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 ooh. Y'all, I did it. I marked half a centimeter here and here. And then I took my ruler and just kind of evened it out. I didn't, as a tip, I didn't mark it going all the way up because I knew if I marked it here and here that it would take off a little bit extra as I made the line even going all the way up. So I just did a smidge. Or you could have just did here and then took it. But basically, this pattern is done. I transferred my markings. I did cut on fold so I can know on this side. I did size medium, 6'8" dress, cut 2. I need a fabric piece and a lining piece. I definitely like to double line my garments, especially when I am hand sewing some stuff. I love that. I love, 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 love. So this is it. I'm about to cut this out. Okay, y'all. So we are looking at the back pattern. I use the same concept from the front pattern, so I don't want to go back in detail and explain what I did. But in brief overview, I put the small back pattern on here, which let me label this small size 2/4 top back cut 2 center back cut on fold or cut 2 for zipper side seam. Label it so you know, Okay, so I labeled it. I put this pattern on top of the muslin. I traced it all the way around. This looks good. And then like I did on the other pattern, I marked with my ruler a 1/2 inch on the side seams going straight up. So that's this line here. And then at the bottom, this is the bottom of the original pattern. I want to say I marked an inch down, but I didn't. So what I did was took the new pattern for the top. This is the size medium that we just created. I went ahead and cut it out. What I did was flipped it backwards. I matched the side seams up because you always want to match your side seams up. I matched them up, and then I marked it going from the top of the side seam all the way down. Now, this is going to be off because I still need to take off the armhole of this pattern. So this is what I'm going to do. Let's mark it. Let's go ahead and mark it. I hope I'm not confusing y'all, but on the top pattern, I went ahead and marked a centimeter below and cut off that extra fabric just to widen the armhole. Well, we have to do the same thing with the back, and I don't want the back to be uneven. So I'm about to mark a centimeter, which is here, boom. That's a centimeter down. That's where we will be cutting it off. So now what we need to do is place this down here, bring this down so we can have even seams. Boop, bada, bam. Okay, I like that a lot. I knew something was up because I was like, why isn't the bottom a full inch? Like, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Okay, so now we marked where we're going to cut off from the whole armhole. Now I am going to just draw a straight line from the side seam so that the side seams can match up. And then now, which makes more sense, I can mark an inch. It's going to be a little bit more up. I still feel like my inch, that's an inch. Okay. The back is going to be actually a little bit longer than an inch, but we want everything to add up. And even if it droops a little bit in the back, it's fine. So do not use. Okay. Okay, so we marked side seams. We matched up the side seams with the pattern. We drew a straight line at the bottom because we want a straight line. And the only thing left I need to do is cut the armhole so we can remove this original pattern. It looks, can you see it? It has dotted lines. It looks like this. So let's mark our markings. Let's say medium size 6'8" dress. This here is cut one fold or cut two for zipper or other closings, just so we can know. This line here, okay? And then this is side seam. We can say seam allowance already added. Let's write that on these. Seam allowance already added. Don't seam allowance already added. So I have patterns that I already created that are in this suitcase, and I feel like I just need to pull them out and see what I have, because what I'm about to do is start pinning them up on my back wall. Okay, we got our tops, medium, small. This is small back. And the next thing, okay, so the next thing that I'm going to focus on So the next thing that I'm going to focus on is the armhole of this back pattern piece. We need to remove, we need to widen the armhole. So I already put a marking here. I just need to add one more. We're going to remove a centimeter. And then we're going to take our curved ruler, which we love, and just basically, oh my God, the camera is all in the way. Let's start here. Okay, boom, the bottom, bam. So now all we have to do is cut her and we are done, y'all. Freaking done. We have both of the pattern pieces. This is the medium, this is the small. You see the size difference? And then these are the top pieces. Small, medium. I'm so excited about this. I want to create the same top in a large. I thank y'all for watching my video. I hope y'all like it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, love and prayers.